Hello, this is Mr. Chung, and in this video, we're going to talk about creating flowcharts. So what is a flowchart good for? Well, what you do with a flowchart is you think about a few different facts and see how they lead to a conclusion. So, for example, let's first go over the definition of a rectangle. So a rectangle is a quadrilateral that has 4 right angles. So this is a rectangle, right? So this is a rectangle. And in geometry, we also count a square as a type of rectangle. So a square is a type of rectangle. So let's put together a flowchart. Let's say that there's this shape. And so, okay, we're starting fresh. And so with a flowchart, you put the facts into a circle, and then you use arrows to have them lead to a conclusion. So let's say our first fact is all squares are rectangles. Okay, we can put that into a circle. And then our second fact is A, B, C, D is a square. Let's say you had this shape and it was called ABCD, and all 4 sides were equal. So ABCD is a square. So that's our second fact. And that leads to our conclusion. ABCD is a rectangle. You see how that makes sense? So if all squares are rectangles and ABCD is a square, then ABCD is a rectangle. Now, let's do a whole different one and just think about if this makes sense. Now this one, I'm going to make a flowchart and I want you to see if this flowchart is correct. If it's not correct, then you're supposed to see how would you fix it. Okay, let's say you have a rule. When it rains, the dogs stay inside. And then right now, the dogs are inside. So then this is a fact. This is a fact. Then does that mean that it is raining? Think about this in your life. If you had that rule where your dogs stay inside and your dogs are inside right now, does that mean that it is raining? Pause the video and see how you would fix this, if you would at all. Okay, if you said that this probably isn't right, I would agree with you. See, I have dogs, and yes, when it rains, they stay inside for the most part, but they also stay inside when it's not raining. So the way I would fix this is I would say, it would make more sense to say that when it rains, the dogs stay inside. And right now, let's say it is raining. Then if we have those 2 facts, that could lead to the dogs are inside. Okay, let's do one last one. All right, let's say that we have all cats hate water. Now, that's not really true, right? Some cats do like water, but they're rare. But in our example, we'll say all cats hate water, and that's our fact. And then we say, Lucy hates water. Does that lead to the conclusion that Lucy is a cat? Pause the video and think about if you agree with that or not. And if you don't, how would you fix it? Okay, if you said that you disagree, I think you're right. Because even if all cats hate water, and even if Lucy hates water, Lucy doesn't have to be a cat. Lucy could be a person that hates water. At least Lucy could be a dog that hates water. So instead, I would say that we should swap those two. And we should say, Lucy is a cat. And if all cats hate water and Lucy is a cat, then Lucy hates water. Okay, so this is how the flowchart works. Some of these examples are a little silly, but I hope that they illustrate how it works. Over and out.